The winter winds howled outside, carrying snowflakes that danced through the air like tiny lost souls. In a small town, nestled among the hills, a young woman named Mia sat by her window, staring out at the swirling white blanket covering the ground. The world outside looked beautiful, but inside her heart, she felt cold and empty. Mia had always been close to her best friend, Sarah. They had shared countless memories, laughing over hot chocolate during winter, whispering secrets late into the night, and dreaming about their futures. But everything changed when Sarah's family moved to another city far away. The distance between them felt like an endless chasm, and Mia often found herself feeling lonely and adrift. Every day after school, Mia would sit at her window, hoping for a message from Sarah. Sometimes she would pick up her phone, her fingers hovering over Sarah's name, but the fear of rejection held her back. What if Sarah had forgotten her? What if their friendship was no longer important to her? These thoughts echoed in Mia's mind, drowning out her desire to reach out. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Mia's sadness turned into a flood of tears. She felt desperate to reconnect with Sarah, to feel that warmth of friendship again. The world outside was cold, but her heart burned with hope. She wiped her tears and decided she would try to reach out. After all, true friends could bridge any distance. With determination, Mia picked up her phone and started typing a message. "Hey Sarah, I miss you so much. I hope you're doing well. Can we talk soon?" She hesitated, her thumb hovering over the send button. What if Sarah was too busy to respond? What if she didn't want to talk? Taking a deep breath, Mia pressed send, her heart racing. Days passed, and the silence was deafening. Mia checked her phone constantly, each time hoping to see Sarah's name light up the screen. But there was nothing. The coldness crept back into her heart, and she felt as if she were losing a part of herself. One snowy afternoon, while wandering through her neighborhood, Mia stumbled upon a small cafe she had never noticed before. The warm glow from the inside beckoned her. She stepped inside, and the smell of fresh coffee and baked goods enveloped her. It felt comforting, like a hug on a cold day. She ordered a hot chocolate and sat in a cozy corner, wrapping her hands around the warm cup. As she sipped, she overheard a conversation at the next table. Two girls were talking about their friends who had moved away and how they stayed connected through video calls and letters. Mia's heart raced. Could she do that with Sarah? The idea sparked a flame of hope within her. With renewed energy, Mia pulled out her notebook and began to write a letter to Sarah. She poured her heart onto the pages, sharing her feelings, the memories they had made, and how much she missed her. Writing made her feel closer to her friend. It was as if with each word, she was sending a piece of herself across the miles. Once she finished, Mia felt a sense of relief wash over her. She folded the letter neatly and placed it in an envelope. The next day, she walked to the post office, her heart pounding with anticipation. She dropped the letter into the mailbox, sending her words into the world. It was a small act, but it filled her with hope. Days turned into weeks, and Mia continued to write letters to Sarah. She shared stories about school, her family, and her dreams. Every time she mailed a letter, she felt a little lighter, as if she were sending bits of her heart to her friend. Slowly, the coldness that had settled in her heart began to thaw. One day, as she returned home from school, she noticed a letter sticking out of her mailbox. Her heart raced as she pulled it out and recognized Sarah's handwriting. She rushed inside, her hands trembling with excitement. Sitting at her desk, she opened the envelope and read, "Dear Mia, I miss you too. I'm so sorry I haven't written sooner. Things have been crazy with the move. I love hearing about everything you're doing. Let's set up a video call soon." Mia could hardly believe her eyes. Joy surged through her, warming her like the sun breaking through the clouds. She quickly replied, suggesting a time for their call, her heart filled with hope and anticipation. When the day of the video call finally arrived, Mia could hardly contain her excitement. As she logged in, her heart raced. The screen flickered, and then there was Sarah, her face bright and smiling. The distance faded away as they talked and laughed, sharing stories like they had never been apart. Mia realized then that while the distance had been hard, it had also given them a chance to grow. She felt a renewed sense of connection, a bond that was stronger than any miles could break. They promised to keep in touch more regularly, to share their lives despite the distance as winter turned to spring. Mia continued to write to Sarah, and their friendship blossomed in new ways. They discovered new interests, shared their hopes, and even planned a visit for the summer. The cold, empty feeling that had once invaded Mia's heart was replaced with warmth and love. In the end, Mia understood that true friendship could withstand any distance. Even when she felt cold, hungry for connection, she found a way to reach out. The warmth of their friendship filled her life with hope, proving that no matter how far apart they were, they would always find their way back to each other. And just like that, on a snowy evening, Mia smiled as she looked out her window, knowing that love and friendship could conquer even the coldest of nights. Spring arrived in Maplewood, bringing with it the promise of new beginnings. The snow melted away, revealing budding flowers and green grass. Mia felt a sense of hope in the air, but there was still an ache in her heart. Even though she had reconnected with Sarah through letters and video calls, it wasn't the same as having her nearby. Mia missed the simple moments sharing ice cream on hot days, walking through the park, and talking about their dreams face to face. One sunny afternoon, Mia sat on her porch, watching the neighborhood kids play tag. Laughter filled the air, but it only reminded her of how alone she felt. She picked up her phone and scrolled through her pictures, stopping at one of her and Sarah at the beach last summer. Their smiles were bright, their eyes sparkling with joy. "I wish you were here right now," she whispered. Determined to bridge the distance, Mia had an idea. She remembered how Sarah loved surprises. What if she could plan a visit? It would be a way to show her friend just how much she meant to her. The thought made Mia's heart race with excitement. But then doubt crept in. What if Sarah was too busy? What if she didn't want to see her? Shaking off the negativity, Mia decided she had to try. That evening, Mia sent Sarah a message. "Hey, I've been thinking. How about I come to visit you for a weekend? I'd love to see you." She hit send, her heart pounding. She knew it was a big step, but it felt right. The next few days passed slowly as Mia waited for a response. She checked her phone constantly, her excitement mixed with anxiety. Finally, one morning, a notification popped up. It was from Sarah. "Oh my God, yes, I would love that. When can you come?" Mia felt a wave of relief wash over her. They quickly made plans for the following weekend. Mia spent the week preparing, imagining all the fun they would have together. She packed her favorite clothes, a few gifts for Sarah, and of course, her notebook to share her latest stories. When the weekend finally arrived, Mia woke up early, her heart racing with anticipation. It felt like Christmas morning. After a quick breakfast, her mom drove her to the bus station. As the bus pulled away, Mia watched her hometown shrink in the distance. The familiar sights replaced by the promise of new adventures. The bus ride felt long, but Mia used the time to think about what she would say to Sarah. Would they pick up right where they left off? Would it feel like old times? She hoped so. When she finally arrived at Sarah's new city, the excitement bubbled inside her. The streets were busy, filled with the sounds of people and cars. Mia followed the directions Sarah had sent her, her heart racing with every step. As she approached the building where Sarah lived, she felt a mix of nervousness and joy. Mia stood outside the door, took a deep breath, and knocked. Moments later, the door swung open, and there stood Sarah, her face lighting up with surprise and happiness. "Mia," she exclaimed, pulling her into a tight hug. It felt so good to be in her friend's arms again. The distance melted away as they laughed and cried happy tears together. Inside, Sarah showed Mia around her new home. The apartment was cozy and filled with colorful decorations. "I love what you've done with the place," Mia said, admiring the pictures on the walls and the plants that brightened up the space. They spent the afternoon catching up, reminiscing about old times and sharing what they had been up to since Sarah moved. As the sun set, they decided to go out for dinner at a nearby restaurant. Sitting at a small table, they talked for hours, sharing stories about their new lives. Mia felt a warmth in her heart, realizing how much she had missed this connection. It was as if no time had passed at all. After dinner, they walked to a nearby park where the cherry blossoms were in full bloom. The air was sweet with their fragrance, and the trees looked like they were covered in pink cotton candy. They sat on a bench, watching the sunset paint the sky in shades of orange and purple. "I'm so glad you came to visit," Sarah said, her voice filled with sincerity. "I really missed you." "I missed you too," Mia replied, her heart full. "I didn't realize how much until I got here. It feels so good to." As spring turned into summer, Mia felt a renewed sense of joy. The memories of her visit with Sarah lingered in her heart, filling her with warmth. They had made a promise to stay connected, and Mia was determined to keep that promise. Yet, as the days passed, she noticed that it was becoming harder to maintain the same level of connection they had enjoyed during her visit. Mia and Sarah continued to text and video chat, but the conversations felt different. They were busier than ever, each caught up in their own lives. Mia often found herself staring at her phone, waiting for a message that sometimes didn't come. She felt a familiar pang of sadness creeping back into her heart, like a cold shadow. In the summer sun, one afternoon, Mia sat in her room, surrounded by the bright colors of summer, but her spirit felt dull. She thought about Sarah and how much she missed their long talks. The laughter that used to come easily now felt distant. With a sigh, she picked up her phone and scrolled through their messages. There were snippets of joy, but also silence that felt heavy. Feeling a mix of frustration and longing, Mia decided it was time to take action. She wanted to show Sarah how much she cared, but she wasn't sure how. Then an idea sparked in her mind. What if she organized a surprise visit again? This time, she would bring some friends along, making it a fun reunion. It would be a way to rekindle their bond and create new memories. Excited by the idea, Mia wasted no time. She called her friends, Emily and Jake, and shared her plan. "Let's surprise Sarah. We can plan a weekend getaway at the beach where she lives. It will be so much fun," she said, her voice bubbling with enthusiasm. Emily and Jake loved the idea and immediately agreed to help. They spent the next few days planning every detail. They would drive to Sarah's city, stay in a beachside hotel, and surprise her with a fun-filled weekend. Mia felt a sense of purpose as they gathered supplies, packed beach towels, snacks, and games. This was going to be the best surprise ever. As the weekend approached, Mia's excitement grew. She could hardly sleep the night before they were supposed to leave. She imagined Sarah's face when she saw them. Would she be surprised? Would they laugh and reminisce like old times? The thought filled Mia with hope. On the day of the trip, they piled into Jake's car, the trunk filled with everything they needed for their beach adventure. Mia sat in the back seat, her heart racing with anticipation. As they drove, She felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. What if Sarah didn't want to hang out? What if she was busy or distracted? Shaking off the doubts, Mia reminded herself that this was about friendship and love. After a few hours on the road, they finally arrived at Sarah's city. The sun was shining brightly, and the ocean sparkled in the distance. Mia felt a rush of happiness as they parked the car and got out. They quickly made their way to Sarah's apartment, where they had arranged to meet. Mia knocked on the door, her heart pounding. After a few moments, the door opened, and there stood Sarah, her eyes widening in shock. "Mia, what are you doing here?" she exclaimed, her voice filled with surprise and joy. "Surprise!" Mia shouted, stepping forward to hug her friend tightly. Emily and Jake followed, joining in the group hug. Sarah laughed, her smile lighting up the room. "This is amazing. I can't believe you all came." Once inside, they settled in hand, started catching up. Mia could see the spark in Sarah's eyes as they talked. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and the little things that made them happy. It felt so good to be together again. The distance that had once felt so heavy seemed to melt away with every laugh and shared memory. Later that evening, they headed to the beach. The sun was setting, casting a golden hue over the waves. They set up a picnic on the sand, enjoying snacks and drinks as they watched the horizon. Mia felt a deep sense of contentment. This was what she had missed, being with her friends, feeling connected and loved. As the sun dipped below the water, Mia turned to Sarah. "I'm really glad we did this." "I've missed you so much," she said, her voice sincere. "I know. Life gets busy, but I want to make sure we keep this connection strong." Sarah nodded, her expression serious. "I've missed you too. It's been hard with everything changing, but I want us to stay close. We can plan more visits and keep supporting each other no matter what." Mia felt a surge of hope. They could make this work. They could be there for each other, even from a distance. That night, they made a pact to prioritize their friendship. They would schedule monthly video calls, plan visits, and even write letters. To keep the spark alive, the next day they spent the morning at the beach, playing games and building sandcastles. They laughed until their sides hurt, feeling like kids again. Mia felt reminded of the joy that came from simple moments shared with true friends. As the weekend came to a close, Mia felt a mix of happiness and sadness. She was grateful for the time spent with Sarah and her friends, but she didn't want to leave. On the drive back home, Mia reflected on how far they had come. Their friendship had weathered the storm of distance, and now it felt even stronger. When she got home, Mia couldn't wait to tell her family all about the trip. She shared stories of laughter, the beach, and the deep conversations they had. Her heart was full, and she felt hopeful about the future. In the weeks that followed, Mia kept her promise to Sarah. They had regular video calls and shared updates about their lives. Each conversation felt like a thread weaving their lives together, strengthening their bond. Mia realized that even though they were physically apart, their friendship was alive and thriving. One evening, as Mia sat on her porch watching the sunset, she felt a deep sense of gratitude. She took a moment to appreciate the connection she had with Sarah and the effort they both put into their friendship. It was a reminder that true friendship could overcome any distance, and with hope and determination, they could always find their way back to each other. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Mia smiled to herself. She knew that no matter where life took them, they would always be connected. Their friendship was a light that guided her through the darkest nights, filling her heart with warmth and love. And just like that, she felt ready to embrace whatever adventures lay ahead, knowing that she was never truly alone. As summer rolled on, Mia's life was filled with warmth and sunshine, but she still felt an ache inside her heart. Her friendship with Sarah had grown stronger after their surprise visit, yet there was an underlying worry. They both had busy lives, and sometimes days went by without messages. Mia often found herself staring at her phone, waiting for a text that didn't come. The distance, although manageable, still weighed on her. One evening, Mia sat on her bed, surrounded by her favorite books and mementos. She picked up her phone and opened their chat. There were lots of happy memories in their messages, but the recent silence felt heavy. She missed her friend's laughter, the sound of her voice, and the comfort of sharing everyday moments. Mia decided to reach out. She typed a message, "Hey, Sarah, I miss you. How have you been?" and pressed send. A few moments later, her heart sank when there was no immediate reply. She tried to shake off the feeling of disappointment. After all, they were both busy. But the feeling of distance crept back into her mind. That night, Mia lay in bed, unable to sleep. She thought about how much she valued her friendship with Sarah. It wasn't just about the big moments. It was the little things, two sharing a joke, a comforting word, or just being there for each other. She wished she could find a way to bridge the gap, to make their friendship feel as close as it had during her visit. The next day, Mia decided to take action. She wanted to do something special for Sarah, something that would show her how much she meant to her. An idea struck her. She would create a care package filled with items that reminded her of their time together. This way, even though they were apart, Sarah would feel Mia's love and support. Mia made a list of things to include. She wanted to add her favorite snacks, a handwritten letter, and a few small gifts that represented their friendship. She remembered how much Sarah loved the little trinkets they collected together during their outings. Mia decided to make a friendship bracelet for Sarah, just like the ones they had made in the past. With a sense of purpose, Mia set out to gather the items. She went to the local store and carefully picked out Sarah's favorite treats: chocolate, bars, gummy bears, and some homemade cookies. She also found a cute mug that said, "Best friends forever." Excited, she rushed home to put everything together. As she packed the box, she felt a wave of love wash over her. Each item reminded her of a special memory they had shared. She took the time to write a heartfelt letter, pouring out her feelings about how much she missed Sarah and how grateful she was for their friendship. She wanted Sarah to know that no matter the distance, their bond would always be strong. After sealing the box, Mia felt a sense of relief and joy. She rushed to the post office, her heart racing with excitement as she mailed the package. She could already imagine Sarah's smile when she opened it. This small act made her feel hopeful, as if she were sending a piece of herself across the miles. Days passed, and Mia waited eagerly for Sarah to receive the package. She imagined Sarah opening it, laughing at the treats, and feeling the warmth of their friendship. Finally, one morning, Mia woke up to a notification on her phone. It was a message for friend. As summer began to fade into autumn, Mia felt a mixture of emotions. The leaves were turning beautiful shades of orange and red, but her heart felt heavy. Even though she and Sarah had worked hard to stay connected, Mia sometimes still felt a distance between them. The busyness of life often got in the way, and she missed the comfort of having her best friend nearby. One evening, Mia sat on her bed, staring out the window at the colorful leaves falling gently to the ground. She thought about how much fun they had during the summer, but now everything felt quieter. She picked up her phone, scrolling through their messages. There were happy moments, but there were also long gaps of silence. Mia sighed and put her phone down. She wanted to reach out to Sarah, but she didn't know what to say. Would it seem needy if she said she missed her too much? Would Sarah think she was being dramatic? The uncertainty made her hesitate. Suddenly, an idea sparked in her mind. What if she organized a virtual game night? They could play their favorite games online and laugh like they used to. It would be a way to reconnect and have fun, even from a distance. Mia felt her spirits lift at the thought. She quickly set up a plan. The next day, Mia sent Sarah a message. "Hey, how about we have a virtual game night this weekend? Just the two of us. I miss our fun times together." A few hours later, her phone buzzed. It was Sarah. "That sounds great. I've missed that. Let's do it." Mia's heart soared. She immediately started gathering snacks and setting up her gaming space. She wanted everything to be perfect for their time together. She made popcorn, grabbed some candy, and set up her laptop with their favorite games ready to go. When the day of the game night arrived, Mia felt a mix of excitement and nerves. She wanted everything to go smoothly, and she hoped they would have a great time. As the clock ticked closer to their start time, she double-checked everything. Finally, the moment came. Mia logged into the video call, and Sarah's face appeared. On the screen, a big smile lighting up her features. "Hey, I'm so ready for this," Sarah said, her voice filled with enthusiasm. "Me too. I've got snacks and everything," Mia replied, her heart racing with happiness. They started playing their favorite game, and the laughter soon filled the room. They reminisced about old times, recalling the silly moments they had shared during their childhood. Each joke and memory made Mia feel closer to Sarah, as if the distance between them was shrinking as the night went on. They played several rounds, cheering each other on and teasing each other like they always did. It felt good to be back in that rhythm. But then, during a quieter moment, Mia felt a wave of sadness wash over her. "You know, even though we're having fun, I still miss being together in person," she confessed. Sarah nodded, her expression turning serious. "I do too. It's hard for me sometimes. I wish we could hang out like we used to." Mia felt a sense of relief. "I thought maybe it was just me. I don't want to lose what we have, but sometimes it feels like the distance is so big." "I think we just need to keep finding ways to connect," Sarah said thoughtfully. "We can plan visits, do more game nights, and even start a blog together to share our experiences. We can make it work. I know we can." Mia's heart swelled with hope. "You're right. Let's make a plan to visit each other more often. I'll come to your city next month, and then you can come here for Thanksgiving." "Sounds perfect," Sarah replied, her eyes sparkling with excitement. They spent the rest of the night brainstorming ideas for their blog. They could write about their favorite games, share tips for staying connected, and even talk about their experiences as friends living far apart. Mia loved the idea. It felt like a project that would bring them even closer together. As the night came to an end, Mia felt lighter than she had in a long time. They had not only enjoyed a fun game night, but had also found a way to strengthen their friendship. They promised to keep supporting each other and to never let distance come between them again. The following weeks were filled with excitement. Mia and Sarah worked on their blog together. They shared stories, wrote about their favorite games, and even included tips for others who might be feeling distant from their friends. It brought them joy and made them feel connected, even when they weren't physically together. As autumn deepened, Mia prepared for her visit to Sarah's city. She could hardly contain her excitement. She packed her bags, choosing her favorite outfits and special gifts for Sarah. The thought of seeing her friend and spending time together filled her with joy. When the day of her trip finally arrived, Mia felt butterflies in her stomach. The drive to Sarah's city felt long, but her anticipation grew with every mile. As she approached Sarah's apartment, she couldn't help but smile. Mia knocked on the door, her heart racing. A few moments later, the door swung open, and there stood Sarah, her face lighting up with surprise and delight. "Mia, you made it." They embraced tightly, and in that moment, all the distance between them faded away. It felt so good to be together again. They spent the weekend exploring the city, visiting shops, and eating at their favorite restaurants. They laughed, shared stories, and took countless pictures to capture their time together. One evening, as they sat on the balcony watching the sunset, Mia felt grateful. "I'm so happy I came. This weekend is everything I needed," she said, her heart full. Sarah nodded, her voice soft. "Me too. I realize how important our friendship is. No matter where we are, we can always find a way to be together." Mia smiled, knowing that they had built a strong foundation for their friendship. They had learned to adapt, to communicate, and to support each other, no matter the distance. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Mia felt a sense of peace. She knew that true friendship could withstand any challenge. They had fought through the distance together and emerged stronger. And just like that, Mia felt ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing that her bond with Sarah was unbreakable. They were more than friends. They were a team, and together they could face anything life threw their way. As the leaves turned to shades of gold and the air grew crisp, Mia felt a new wave of excitement and determination. She had just returned from her visit to Sarah's city, and the memories of their time together filled her heart with warmth. But with autumn came the reminder that soon the holiday season would be here, and she feared the distance would feel stronger once again. Mia had loved every moment of her visit. They had explored the city, laughed over shared meals, and even started their blog together. But now, back in Maplewood, the reality of their separation felt heavy. With school back in full swing and the holidays approaching, Mia worried that they might drift apart again. One evening, while sitting at her desk, Mia pulled out her notebook and began to write. She penned down her feelings about their friendship, the joy of reconnecting, and her fears about losing that closeness again. As she wrote, she realized that she needed to take action. She wanted to make sure that Sarah felt just as connected to her, even when they were apart. Mia decided to plan a virtual holiday gathering. She would invite Sarah and a few other friends to join in. They could celebrate together, share their traditions, and create new memories, no matter the distance. After all, friendship was about finding ways to stay close. Even when separated by miles. The next day, Mia sent Sarah a message. "Hey, I was thinking we should have a virtual holiday party. We can share our traditions and celebrate together. What do you think?" Sarah replied almost immediately. "That sounds amazing. I'd love to. Let's make it a fun night." Mia felt a rush of excitement. They set a date for the party and made plans to invite a few mutual friends. Mia started to prepare for the event, thinking about all the little things that could make it special. She wanted it to feel festive and fun, even through a screen. In the weeks leading up to the party, Mia gathered decorations, holiday recipes, and games. She planned to bake cookies and make hot cocoa for the gathering. She also created a playlist of their favorite holiday songs to set the mood. As the day of the virtual party approached, Mia felt a mix of anticipation and nervousness. She wanted everything to be perfect, and she hoped everyone would have a good time. On the day of the party, Mia decorated her room with twinkling lights and hung up a few homemade ornaments. She baked cookies, filling her house with the sweet aroma of chocolate and vanilla. When the time finally came, Mia logged into the video call, her heart racing with excitement. One by one, her friends joined the call. Sarah was the last to arrive, and when she appeared on the screen, Mia's heart soared. "Happy holidays!" Sarah exclaimed, beaming with joy. "Happy holidays!" Mia replied, feeling the warmth of their connection. The group spent the first part of the evening catching up, sharing stories about their lives, and talking about their holiday traditions. Mia loved hearing about everyone's experiences and felt grateful to have such wonderful friends. The laughter flowed easily, and for a moment, the distance felt insignificant. After some time, Mia suggested a game. Let's play a holiday trivia game. I'll ask questions, and we can see who knows the most about holiday traditions. Everyone cheered, excited to join in. Mia prepared questions about different holiday customs, songs, and movies. As the game began, the laughter intensified. Sarah was especially competitive, and her playful banter made Mia smile. It felt like the old times when they would spend hours